All right, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Barbara, and we're here on Started from the Bottom. And if you're new to the channel, basically, Started from the Bottom is me showing my ascension from having to start over from the bottom. Okay, basically, I went out in this world without having a good relationship with God and without having solved my problems before I entered into different relationships and aspects that basically made me where I am today. Okay. Where I am today, first of all, I'm a child of God. You feel me? But I'm also a single mother of two living off government assistance. Shock and awe, right? Someone admitting this true situation and being able to not be embarrassed about living off of government assistance and talking about it, right? That's shocking, huh? This is the basis of my channel. I am trying to normalize the American life. I'm trying to normalize the state of what we exist in because there's so many of us who are so embarrassed about living off of government assistance that we rather struggle and stay in negative relationships and dynamics in which we are being abused mentally, physically, financially, and all that, right? And then we show up as angry Black women or angry Black parents or just an angry person because we are suffering in relationships that is causing us more turmoil. And I had to come to the realization that I would rather be on government assistance than to ever give someone the control or power in my life to change my circumstances ever again. It is way easier and simpler to put somebody on child support, to live off government assistance, start from the bottom, learn a trade, and work my way back up instead of begging someone to do right, instead of expecting someone to change, instead of stressing myself out and being angry, dealing with people who are literally sent from the devil to make my life worse. So, we're going to talk about relationships today. As I finish up my hair. On my channel, I'm going to be doing vlogs about my life, talking about God, my relationship with God, the circumstances that caused me to be where I'm at, and how I am slowly ascending. We're also going to be doing vlogs. You're going to watch me do my hair, take care of my children. As my channel grows, you're going to get more in depth with my life. So if you're willing to stick around and see that, please give me a like, comment down below. Okay, look out for the next videos. But let's get into it. We're going to talk about the relationship dynamics that we are encountering in 2025. Okay, we hear a lot of people talk about how, dudes ain't nothing, women ain't nothing. We hear a lot of people complaining, but we aren't brutally honest with ourselves, right? We don't have that brutal honesty to say, like, yeah, that person ain't who they're supposed to be, but I was attracted to that person. I saw that they weren't who they were supposed to be, and I put blinders and rose colored glasses on and dealt with that person anyways. And then now I got pregnant. Now we're connected for life. And I can sit there for life and blame you for everything, right? But the real cause and the real root is my choices and my actions that got me involved with you in the first place. And when I take my power back from dynamics like that, I realize there's an easy solution. I don't have to deal with your ass. See, some of you are dealing with people, places, and things that are causing nothing but chaos and destruction and mental turmoil in your life, but you don't want to give that person up, so you continue to deal with them. Some of you are so horny, so lustful, that you overlook bad qualities just to have sex with somebody, just to have a boyfriend, just to have the validation of you being in a relationship. Some of you don't want to be single so bad that you will accept mediocrity than to rather be alone, but then complain all day about how they mistreating you. And these are the hard pills that I had to swallow myself to be able to let go of that. validate myself, give myself the love, and heal the problems inside of me that needed those people in the first place. So let's get into it, okay? My first relationship wasn't that bad. Okay, we were together for a long time. It ended with me having a child, and then once I had a child postpartum, it was my first child. When I had my first child postpartum, I really turned into a woman. I really had to step up and elevate as a person. And to do that, I realized that I could not be in this relationship and still be happy. So we split amicably. So we split on good terms, right? But then I didn't take the time to heal from that relationship before I hopped into another one, because I was seeking the validation of showing this person I can get into another relationship. I can find better than you. I don't need you. I was hell bent on showing this person that I could do things by myself, that I allowed myself to make choices that got me caught up again. Okay. So after my first relationship, I ran into my second child's father. All right. And the unhealed version of me would have a lot to say about this person, but they don't matter. Nothing that they did matter. Nothing that happened between me and them mattered. The only thing that mattered was the symptoms inside of me that attracted them to me in the first place, that made me deal with this person in the first place. So at first, when I was dealing with domestic violence and all the shit that I was with this person, I was blaming everybody but me. I was putting a lot of blame on everybody. I was, woe is me. I was angry at this person. But then when I came to terms that I cannot go back and change the past, that all I can do is change the present moment, it was way easier to think and to be happy that this person did all those things to me, because it taught me and it trained me to be the person that I am today, that will never accept bullshit, that can spot bullshit from a mile away, that loves myself and validate myself in a way where I will never get caught up in a dead end relationship ever again. And if I didn't experience that with that person, I would have got out of that relationship and hopped right back into it. And I'm saying all of this to prove to you that, first of all, I never say any advice, or I never say anything that I have not already experienced and came out the other side. You feel me? And I want to preface that because at first, when you hear me talking about it's your fault, blah, 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 you chose this, you may get offended. But in reality, that's the truth. It's the truth of the situation. It's all on you. It's what you choose to do in this scenario, right? So when I had my baby and my child's father decided to not help me take care of my baby because I didn't want to be with him, ergo financial and emotional abuse, trying to destroy my life because I didn't want to be with him, because I didn't want to take care of his. See, you see the animosity? No. That's just what he wants. He wants me to be bitter. He wants me to be angry. He wants to take my joy and steal my peace by looking at all the things that he's not doing and be fucked up over it, right? Mm-mm. I refuse. So instead of chasing after him, demanding him to take care of his child, arguing with this person, I remove myself completely. Okay? Instead of allowing whatever he was doing to try to fuck with and rock my foundation, I went towards people, places, and things that will support me, like government assistance, like welfare, like public housing, because it was way easier to accept help from people who wanted to help me instead of begging people who clearly wanted to destroy me. And the people who wanted to destroy me was banking off the fact that I needed them to survive. All right, sorry about that. I had gotten interrupted, but basically what we were talking about is, yeah, I'm sweating, excuse the realness and the rawness of this video. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about what I talk to because I really want to help people. But yeah, so I found myself in a scenario in which my child's father did not want to help me. Okay, unless I was having sex with him, unless I was doing what he wanted to do, unless I was subservient to his financial, physical, and mental abuse, I wasn't going to get help for my child. And I had two choices: to bow down in a fight with this man, or to go towards things that are more willing and able to help me and put him on child support. And when I did that and broke away from the social norm about people talking about you because you want to put men on child support, people want to degrade you because you on welfare. When I released the embarrassment and the notion that I am any less valuable because I need help, it was way easier to accept help. And the purpose of my video today, because I see a lot of women, a lot of single women who will get online and vent about their circumstances and cry, like bawling tears, real sad and upset about their circumstances. And I thank God and the Most High for giving me the thought process and the mental awareness and the strength to overcome the problems that I have. And you'll never find me on the internet crying and complaining about my situation, because everything has a solution. It just may not be what you want to do. Like, nobody wants to go through child support court. Nobody wants to live off welfare and government assistance. Nobody wants those things. There are certain lazy ass people who want these things, right? I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about the real ones who was embarrassed to do so but had to. And in this world where it's so easy for people to take away your children because you're suffering, because you're poor, in this world where it's so easy for CPS and blah, blah, blah to come in and ruin your life because you don't have the proper resources to take care of your children and it's not your fault, that means you have to get comfortable with accepting help so then they can't hurt you from not doing so. So I'm going to tell you how I overcame my relationship problems. Okay? Because at first, I'm not going to lie, I got caught up in arguing with him. I got caught up with arguing and trying to fix the problem and trying to find solutions and trying so hard to make stuff work. And all it did was make my situation worse. Okay? The product I'm using is Shea Fenugreek Curl Cream. I blew out my hair with no products but some heat protectant. And now I'm adding in moisture as I twist my hair. Okay? Just prefacing. Right? So at first I got caught up. I was pregnant. I was emotional. I wanted this person to love me. I wanted them to love their child. I wanted so badly for this relationship to work that I allowed myself to play into the tit for tat, the arguing, the degradation of it all. So I'm starting off at the root with a braid, and then I'm twisting it the rest of the way down. Okay? But yeah, I started off arguing with this person. I found myself getting emotional and reacting to the abuse in a way which made me look unstable. It made me look like I was bitter. It made me look like I was trying to make the situation worse by not accepting the abuse. So the first thing that I noticed is that men, I don't know for women, okay, That's not, that's not my experience. I can only speak from, my experience. So switch the roles as they go for you, right? But I've noticed in relationships, okay, men like to do stuff that they know will cause you to have an emotional reaction. And we all know when you're pregnant and you're going through those hormonal changes, postpartum and during pregnancy, your emotions are out of whack. Okay, you're more depressed, you're more angry, you're more open to having an emotional reaction. And they know it. And these low down men who low key hate women will will use that to traumatize you even more at your lowest state. And then you are vulnerable to reacting to the situation overly emotionally, okay, over emotionally. And once they do that, then they have the validation and the proof to be like, look, I told you she was crazy. I told you she was just trying to ruin my life. I told you she was emotionally unstable and need mental help. After they just did all of these things to trigger you, they will then use your reaction against you. So the first thing that I had to know was peep game. I had to peep the game that was being played on me. I had to peep the emotional abuse and the reactive abuse that was being used against me. And when I realized, oh, this man is only talking to me and communicating with me because he was not giving me help. He was not giving me money. He was not buying my children anything. He was just arguing about it. He would say things like, yeah, I have no problem taking care of my kids. I just want to do it this, this, and this. And then I would be like, I don't want to do it this, this, and this. I want to do it this way. And he'd be like, see, that's your problem. You don't like me. You just want to hurt me. And I was like, nah. You just want to control me. And then I would allow myself to get emotional and try to explain myself to a demon. Okay? So I had to first realize, oh, you don't want to solve the problem. You just want to pretend like you're trying to solve the problem. So then when you don't, I blow up on you. And as soon as I peeped game and it peeped the narcissistic tactics that was being used against me, I realized the only way to overcome this is to not communicate with this person. I don't care what he says about me. I don't care if he tells everybody that I'm holding his kid captive, that he goes and sleeps with new women and cries one day, oh, she won't let me see my kid. I don't care what he says about me. Because when I have proof and validation of what I did in this situation and what I continue to do, it don't matter what the fuck he's saying or who he telling or what lies he's spreading on me. First off, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And I was getting mad. I was getting mad at this person for speaking words. And I realized, hold on, that's the trick, ain't it? The trick is to tell people I'm crazy, tell people I'm trying to ruin their life, and then get me to show up in an emotionally unstable way. So then he could be like, see, this is proof and validation that she ain't shit. Because I had proof and validation that you ain't shit. You see what I mean? So as soon as I started to learn the tactic, I took myself out of the equation. And the only proof and validation that there is and can be found about this situation is that he has never taken care of his kids, never paid for anything, never helped with anything. And the only thing he has done is communicated in a fraudulent way to try to make it seem like he wanted to fix the problem, all to turn it around on me. And I could show that because irregardless if I'm talking to you, irregardless if we're hanging out, you're supposed to still take care of your child. And when I have proof and validation that I have said nothing, done nothing to you, have remained stable, fully sound in my word, and that the only proof that there is that you ain't never been shit, it proves that he ain't never been shit. So when you learn how to turn the game around on these fools and play the game harder than they are playing, they are the ones who end up broken and traumatized. And all 2025, we need to learn how to peep game, switch in on them, and play the game better than they do. Because once you do that, you teach these people the the consequences of playing games with you. But until you learn the game, you're going to be played by the game. So that was one thing that I had to learn. That was one thing that I had to learn. He didn't want to fix the problem. He kept wanting to spin fairy tales that he was going to provide, that he was a good father. Go ahead and speak all that. Say everything that you want to. Make me the villain in the story if you want to, but I'm not going to participate in it. You are never going to have proof and validation that I am those things that you say I am, but I will. Mm-hmm. I will. And this is how you win, ladies. This is how you win, right? Because as soon as I got proof and validation of what I needed, I was able to release the animosity, release the pain, release my triggers. Now, if he says something to me, I don't even respond. Blocked. You're done. Blocked. So he's just sitting there talking to himself in my DM. And once I really started to take the emotional aspect out of it, I realized that I never needed this motherfucker. I never truly liked them. They never felt or satisfied any of my needs. They weren't who I was supposed to be with. I am never supposed to be with this person again. It was really easy to let go of the emotion of whatever they were trying to do. And once I took my power back by not allowing somebody to emotionally trigger me, it was way easier to put him on child support, cut ties for real, and let the court deal with his ass. Then what problems do I have? And when you don't have a little ass nothing of a person emotionally fucking with you, it's a lot more peaceful. It's a lot more peaceful in this bitch. Without dealing and arguing with a demon. And there's my other point. Some of these people that you are dealing with is being puppeted by the enemy. Their hate for you has allowed a demon to possess them, to make them target you. Because if you really look at the circumstance, like, I am your child's mother. Don't you want me to succeed? Don't you want me to have a steady, stable household for your child to be raised in? Why in the world would you want us to struggle? Like, if you really loved your child, like you say you do, like you like to tell your little girlfriends that you do, why wouldn't you want to help your child instead of attacking and tearing down my characteristics and trying to fuck up my reputation? And when I peeped that, I was like, oh, you don't give a fuck about me. You don't give a fuck about my kids. You don't give a fuck about their well-being. So that means I need to not give a fuck about you. That means I need to not give a fuck about you. And when I peeped game, I was able to play the game with him. Instead of arguing with a demon, you turn away from demons. What did the Bible teach you? What does the Bible teach you about demons? Okay, turn away from the devil and he shall flee. And when I started to realize, like, oh, like this is a demon that wants me to waste my time and my life and my energy force arguing and going back and forth with them, it was way easier to not answer the call, to not feed the demon. And when I started to not feed this person and really start to validate myself and give my children what they deserve, my life became more peaceful, it became more stable, it became happier. I could then wake up and not be frustrated and angry with my kids because I have to do so much to take care of them. And at first I questioned like God, why would you make me go through all of this, like blaming God, right? But then I realized like these are the sum of my choices, and God has always been trying to help me figure out the root cause of the choices that I made. There was things inside of me that was attracted to this person that led me to this thing to begin with. And I was never going to see that until something like this happened. So then when I realized like this is the work of the devil, you feel me, trying to destroy the happiness and the peace of my household, it was way easier to not give it what it wanted. So it took me a while. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna say that I did this overnight. It took me a whole year and a half of going back and forth with this dude, struggling, being angry, being sad, crying. You'll never see me do that on the internet, okay? But but I spent a whole year and a half arguing with this person before I was like, let me just put him on child support and never talk to him again. So all of this to say that this is not going to be an easy process. This does not happen overnight. Some of you may even love the person that you had children with. Some of you could be questioning and really upset and hurt over someone who really don't give a fuck about you and your kids. And it can take you a long time of struggling with the devil to be able to realize what's going on. But as soon as you do, staying there is a choice. Staying broke is a choice. Staying arguing and suffering and not having what you need and angry is a choice. Because as soon as I decided, I haven't even gone to child support court with this person yet. It's coming up next month. You'll be able to see that. I'm going to take you guys along with me. But I haven't got any child support money from him. I don't even answer this dude. And the one time I did answer him, I realized that nothing about him has changed and that he is still the same demon that wants to argue with me and steal my joy. And that allowed me to never want to change the circumstance ever again. Okay? Once you get confirmation that you are arguing with a demon, it is up to you to distance yourself from that person and never go back. Because the thing about these demons is they'll talk a good game to try to get you to drop child support, to try to get you to drop those boundaries so that you end up back dealing with dead branches that God has already cut from your tree. So once I really decided that I'm never going back, there's nothing that this fool could say to me to ever get me to deal with them, argue back and forth with them. It was very easy to overcome. And once I started overcoming the problems that I was dealing with, then I was able to get myself to a place where I could start an entrepreneurship, where I could start making money again, where I can provide a happy, healthy home and my children are stable and taken care of. And that all happened before I put them on child support. Child support will just be the cherry on top of all the success that I have gained from going towards assistance there to assist me. And I'm saying all this today because some of you may be embarrassed to get assistance and blah, 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 right? But if I wasn't able to do that, he would have proof that I don't have what I need to take care of my children, putting me in the circumstance in which they can take my children from me. And I refuse to ever be in a situation where somebody can say that I cannot properly take care of anything. So I got my ducks in a row before I put this person on child support. And this is how you do it, because now I'm working on myself. I'm working and I'm going to school to get a trade, to get a better job, to be able to supplement the finances that I need to take care of me and my children. And this is all proving and showing my stability. This is all proving and validating who I am as a person in my core because of my actions that I took before doing other things. Like, there will be no proof and validation that I was over here crying, saying I can't feed my kids or I can't pay my rent. No, there will be not. No, no. Mm-mm. I made sure all those things were taken care of through assistance before I ever reached out for child support, because I know the game. And I'm hoping that this video will help single mothers and fathers who are dealing with the same situation that I am. Okay? And I can teach you tactics and support and tips and tricks on how to show up stable and abundant before taking action on things like child support or arguing with a demon. Okay? This was the brutal honesty of today. This is how I overcame my second relationship, my second child's father, that turmoil. My first child's father is an angel. It was a failed relationship, but he's still cool. He still will do whatever it takes to provide for his child without a question, without a shadow of a doubt. Be there, be on time whenever I call, because I realize that's somebody who loves his child. So I would never do anything to that man. We go back and forth with taxes. I let him file for his kid every single year. You know why? Because he pays me child support. And I realized via way of experiencing a happy, healthy co-parenting situation that I was dealing with a demon. And there was so much love inside of me that I gave this person a chance. I put my emotional stability, my financial stability, and my children's stability on the line with dealing with a demon by trying to give them a chance to do right. When if they wanted to do right, they would have done right. And it took me a long time to see that thing, but God put me in the circumstances that I am so that I know the difference. And I'm hoping that this video will help you see the difference as well. I hope that I gave you tips and tricks that allowed you to overcome the circumstances that you are in. And if I did, give me an amen in the comments below. You feel me? If I helped you in any type of way, put your experience and your advice and your tips and tricks down below so that we could come as a community to help each other and empower each other in situations that are meant to destroy us. And this is the whole basis of my channel. I hope that eventually that we can create a girl group, a boy group, or just a simple community of people who are fighting back against oppression. And the more of us that group together and share advice with each other, I'm hoping to create an atmosphere where this will never happen to another person again, because there's large communities out here who are willing to advise and help. So if I did that for you, please give me a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, see what's coming up next. And I hope and pray that every single one of you can overcome every situation that you find yourself in due to your choices that you made. Okay? Because everything is a choice. And I hope that you choose peace.